time for Steam Spring Sale, and there are so many cozy games on sale right now, but don't worry because I've put together a list of 20 cozy games that are the cheapest they've ever been. Hello cozy gamers, and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club, where we talk about all the latest and greatest cozy games. I've managed to find some incredible deals, including some for my favourite games of all time, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. We're kicking things off with an incredible game that just released a free cookbook DLC that includes recipes for the South Indian dishes that you'll be making in the game. You know what it is, it's Venba. If you haven't heard of this short narrative game before, then you're missing out. Venba is a short but sweet experience about food, culture, family, and identity. You play as an Indian mum who's immigrated to Canada with her family in the 1980s, and you follow her through her life and discover the impact of immigration across generations. One of the most enjoyable parts of Venba for me, beside the moving story, is the cooking. This game teaches you to make real South Indian cuisine, but the recipes that you use to make them are smudged and incomplete. Using deduction and a little bit of guesswork, you'll need to put your cooking skills to the test to see if you can cook up some delicious meals. Venba is currently 40% off and just £7.67 at the moment, although you may be left craving more when you reach the end. Next up is one of my top 10 favourite games of all time, it's Alba, a wildlife adventure. I'm sure many of you have already played or at least heard of this game, especially as it has over 4,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. But just in case you haven't, Alba is a lovely, heartwarming adventure about a girl trying to save her beautiful Spanish island from an evil industrialist who wants to build a huge hotel there. To do so, she'll need to rally the local community and raise support by documenting the rare and endangered animals who make this island their home. This really is the perfect relaxing game as you run around snapping pictures of all the creatures you can find. It's not too difficult and shouldn't take you too long to complete. But at £4, it's an absolute steal and I'd highly recommend picking it up. The first farming game on our list, and there's a few, is Immortal Life. I've not had an opportunity to play this one myself, but at only £10 I am definitely considering it now. Immortal Life is a fantasy farming game that just left early access with nearly 3,000 very positive reviews. In this magical game, you will work relentlessly to restore the Misty Valley and maybe even achieve immortality. Roam through the countryside using your magic to cultivate fields and taking care of crops with enchanted tools. I have been warned that the controls are a little clunky in this one, but I've also heard great things and I'm looking forward to trying it myself. I picked this next game up thinking it was going to be a simple puzzle game, but wow, I was not prepared for how difficult it becomes. In a good way. The gameplay in Railbound is deceptively simple. All you need to do is connect the carriages in the correct order to the locomotive. But it quickly becomes a real brain teaser that challenges you to think outside of the box and rewards you with satisfying aha moments when you solve that one tricky puzzle. There are over 240 levels to complete, and with a quirky art style and great soundtrack to round it out, you can't go wrong picking Railbound up for just over £7. Another game, another puzzle game, and I have got so much love for this one. Starting with a blank canvas, you get to choose who gets married and who dies. It's all up to you in Storyteller. This game is so creative. Manipulate the comic frames to fit the prompts using the characters and settings available. From villains to monsters and backstabbing to romantic declarations, there's lots to discover and alternative objectives to achieve as well if you want to challenge yourself. At just under £8, Storyteller isn't too expensive and I think it's more than worth it for the innovative gameplay. Next up is a fantasy farming game that you can play with your friends. In Sunhaven, you can build the farm of your dreams in one of 3 locations. Fall in love with one or all of the marriage candidates, and try to save Sunhaven from the dark magic that seeks to consume it. This is another one I haven't got around to yet, as I've been told it doesn't work great on the Steam Deck, but it's one that I can't wait to get into because it looks so magical. And if you want to try it yourself, it's currently 40% off for £11.69. Prepare to be swept away in the heartwarming story of our next game, Song of Nunu. While this is a League of Legends game, it's a lot cozier than their main title and offers a more touching story about a young boy called Nunu and his Yeti companion Willump. I would say that you don't need to be familiar with the League of Legends universe to understand this game, and while there is combat, the game on a whole is very simple and easy to play. There are a few tricky puzzles, but the focus is definitely on the epic quest and adventure. It's on sale for 40% off right now and might be a good alternative while we wait for Bandletale to go on sale. Speaking of heartwarming adventures, in our next game you play as a little lost mushroom just trying to find their way home. Smushi Come Home is a sweet game about journeying through the forest, meeting various critters, and trying to get home. But as you're a mushroom, everything is larger than life, which adds a really fun dynamic to the game. If you're looking for a charming adventure, then look no further, especially as it's only £11. The dev has also just announced a cute Smushi plushie, and there's a free content update coming this summer. Start your new job in the town of Moonbury in this potion crafting life sim. Potion Permit is a fun twist on the life sim genre, where you play as a chemist who's come to a new town for a fresh start. But everyone there is suspicious of you, and you'll need to earn their trust before they treat you as one of their own. Gather resources from the wilds around town to brew potions, upgrade your clinic, and try to win over the residents of Moonbury. There are lots of quirky townsfolk to meet, and I love that in this game, you just give one universal gift to everyone. It really takes off the stress of needing to learn and memorize everyone's favourite items. I will warn you though that this game can get a little grindy, especially as you get towards the end, but if you do want to give it a go, it's currently just over £11 after a 33% discount. If you're looking for a perfect cafe management game, then look no further than Cat Cafe Manager. What could be better than a game where you run a cat cafe? Inherit your grandmother's cafe and fix the place up to impress the locals and adopt all the cute stray cats. One of the things I love the most about Cat Cafe Manager is how customizable the game is. You can change the shape of your restaurant, the floors and walls, and the decorations and really make it look the way you want, in a way that I haven't seen in many other games. You can also hire staff, befriend the locals, and unlock new food and drinks as the restaurant grows. It's a great game with around 11 or 12 hours of playtime, and it's only £10 right now. This next one needs no introduction. Everyone has heard of Wylde Flowers. I like to compare this game more to a narrative adventure than a farming sim because while there are farming elements, I think that it definitely takes a backseat in comparison to the overall magical plot. You play as Tara, who moves to a rural island to help out her grandma on a family farm. But she quickly discovers that her grandma isn't as normal as she first thought, and that magic runs in her family. There are so many things to love about this game, from the diverse cast to the full voice acting, the way that season changes are controlled by you, and the fact you can turn into a cat. Honestly, if you haven't played this game yet, do yourself a favour and pick it up while it's 25% off. Next up is a charming little puzzle life sim. The people of Lonesome have vanished and a mysterious tower has risen from the ground, bringing with it secrets of a long-buried village now disturbed. It's up to you to get to the bottom of this mystery and help bring the village back from the brink of destruction. Explore Lonesome Village and help to rebuild its little community in this cozy no-combat adventure. At 40% off, it's currently less than £10. Our next game is a cute creature collecting life sim where you play as a budding alchemist setting out into the world to complete their training. To do this, you'll need to tame and befriend wild spirits, brew potions, and look after your town. Moonstone Island has captured the hearts of so many cozy gamers thanks to its magical theme and adorable spirits. Explore a world filled with hundreds of islands, each with their own distinct environment, hidden secrets, and spirits to discover. While it didn't end up being the game for me, I still think Moonstone Island is worth trying for yourself. And if you do decide to pick this one up, make sure to check out my tips and tricks video to help you get started. I've linked it above. Have you ever dreamed of living alongside dinosaurs? Well, now you can. Turn your prehistoric dreams into reality in the world of Paleo Pines, where you can tame and ride dinosaurs who can help out around your farm. As the owner of a new dinosaur ranch, you're tasked with learning everything you can about dinosaurs to care for them. Every dinosaur has its own unique abilities and preferences to discover, and only then will you be able to earn their trust and bring them back to your sanctuary. Paleo Pines is a relaxing game that combines the joys of farming with the wonder of dinosaurs, and it's currently 40% off at just under £14. In this farming game, you and your friends are bunnies. Grow and manage a greenhouse filled with plants in this cozy gardening game. This is a really relaxing game with no goals or stress, just a greenhouse filled with plants to grow and sell, made all the better for the fact that you are a rabbit. If you love the idea of that, then Bunhouse is on sale for 40% off and it's currently less than £10. Usually blacksmithing plays a smaller role, with other characters crafting your tools for you. In While the Iron's Hot, however, you become the blacksmith, making a name for yourself by crafting tools, items, and weapons for anyone that needs them. The Minecraft-inspired crafting bench is also a nice twist on just pressing craft in your inventory, and really makes you feel like you're learning the trade. But that doesn't mean you stay home in your shop all day every day. You'll also need to head out into the world to collect resources, complete orders for nearby towns, and rebuild connections to put your blacksmith's village back on the map. I haven't tried this one myself, but if you do want to give it a go, it's currently 20% off. In this game, you're just lonely and want to make a friend. From scratch. Explore your city, solving puzzles and collecting parts to make your very own friend. While this game may seem a little dark given the subject matter, it is surprisingly relaxing, and I love the quirky and distinctive art style that really sets this game apart. Although it only takes a couple of hours to complete, this is an oddly sweet puzzle game and the perfect way to spend an evening. And it's only £5.80 if you want to try it yourself. This was one of my top games last year, and I played so much of it. In this pixel art restaurant management game, you play as a girl called Pixel, who is just trying to find a place in the world to do what she loves most: cook. Step into her shoes as she moves from restaurant to restaurant, followed by the aroma of fresh coffee. Cook meals, deal with customers, and try to earn money to upgrade your home in Pixel Cafe. There's also a story to discover about Pixel's grandparents, although this was definitely the weakest part of the game for me. On the whole, it's a little challenging, although there are difficulty settings to make it easier, and I really would recommend it, especially as it's currently half price at just £5.50. I loved The Sims 2 Castaway when I was younger, but I feel like there haven't been any good Castaway games in recent years, which is why I'm so intrigued by this one. But let me know if you know of any good Castaway games. Stuck on a port in the middle of the sea, you'll need to collect resources to expand your home, grow food to feed your community, and invite new settlers to join. At its heart, this is a colony sim, but it looks so much more than that with deep sea exploration, and is also a co-op mode, although it is apparently a work in progress, so may not be fully functional. But for less than £10, this one definitely looks interesting. I had to finish off this list by mentioning one of my favourite games of all time. That game is Toem, and we're actually playing it this month for our Cozy Gaming Club, which is kind of like a boot club, but we vote on a cozy game to play every month. If you haven't tried Toem before, please don't wait any longer. If you love a short hike, this one has very similar vibes. It's honestly an incredible game with fun photography and puzzle elements, fantastic music, and so many ridiculous characters. You can also dress yourself up, it plays really well on Steam Deck, and it's only £4 in the sale. If you buy anything off this list, buy this. That's it, those are the 20 cozy games that are the cheapest they've ever been in Steam Spring Sale. Thank you so much for watching this video, bye Toem, have a great time, and I'll see you next video. Bye!